All right, guys, I'm going to not play any more of the immigration clips. We're going to switch gears here, go to one of our next to last stories, and we're going to talk about Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate. I'm going to play this clip and then we can give some reactions and talk about what's going on with him.
A man in their late 20s is dating a 15-year-old girl. Is that a pedophile? I think so. See, I said that Andrew Tate was a pedophile, and I got all of his Sims coming at me like, in Romania, it's different. Yo, it's a fucking pedophile, bro.
That means that they met when she was 15 years old.
Yes, the woman he has been up, it was nothing but a sex play. It was consensual.
My friend, show everyone how pretty you are. Get on your knees and show everyone how pretty you are. Look at the camera. Show everyone how pretty you are. Show the camera your tattoo. What does it say?
Wait, you don't like
Why
him?
does it say Kate?
Because I'm his whore.
You are my whore.
Being here. And
Okay, now, in that last clip, it says 2014, she was 17 years old. So here's a clip from a YouTube video. Now, this is from 4 years ago. Stick with me. We're going to do a lot of math in this video, right? 4 years ago, this was uploaded. We just got into 2025, okay? So just keep in mind, 4 years.
you better know my birthday.
When is it? September, right?
September, yeah. Date 25th.
I've only had 8 chances to learn it.
Okay, so she was born September 25th, and in the charging document in Romania, the 15-year-old victim for Andrew Tate was born September 1997. Now, I don't know if you caught that in the video where he said, I've only had 8 chances to learn her birthday. So we got a video from 4 years ago where Andrew Tate is saying he's been with her for 8 years, which gives us a total of, that's right, 12 years, which would put him dating that girl who was born in 1997 right around 2012. This video was uploaded in 2012.
Listen.
I didn't even see this part.
Now, I've uploaded the longer video, right, and I've explained already that Andrew Tate and Vivian, who is a 15-year-old who clearly is indoctrinated and brainwashed and will defend Tate no matter what, okay? That's how trafficking works, you know? You brainwash your victims, you make them so scared that if they ever talk against you, then they'll end up in a gutter somewhere.
Woo! Okay. Listen, y'all, I'm going to need Donald Trump to come to the front of the congregation. I hope he doesn't support this. So I'm going to tell y'all why I played this clip, okay? Allegedly, the Trump administration is trying to help old Andrew Tate, aka the S trafficker, get free and released from Romania. They're trying to put pressure on Romania. There's allegedly been a call where they are saying, hey, Romania, loosen up on Andrew Tate. He needs to be able to travel and roam free. Yeah, I don't like this at all. I think there's been too much overwhelming evidence for me where I don't like Andrew Tate. Jenna, are you aware of who Andrew Tate is and what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, definitely. Very, very aware of Mr. Tate.
I'm sure he talks a lot about Israel.
Yeah, he does. I think that particular clip, I have to watch that one again. He gave a lot of details and I just was trying to keep track of the dates he was saying, and I didn't really, I kind of lost it. I feel like the one though example, he's like, oh, 8 years, or like, I just should have guessed your age. I've known it 8 times or something. To me, that's kind of like someone just making a random comment like, oh, I should have known it for 8 years. Does that actually mean he knows her for 8 years? I don't know. To me, like I say things, I exaggerate in that way too with friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot that 100 times or something. So I don't know if that actually, I don't know. What I do know from reading about Andrew Tate's case and all the things that happened with him in Romania is that a lot of these girls were not forced. And this is, yes, one side, I'm sure there's another, but that they asked him to be their managers, that he was essentially their pimp, but that they weren't forced or coerced or I don't know. He's like saying, why would I, sexually assault someone? So I don't know. I'm not that I could see him doing that. I could see him being aggressive with a female in that way. I just don't know the facts on it. I'm curious why Trump is even interested in this. I don't know if it's because he is a big social media person that supported Trump. Maybe that could be the only reason why he's trying to get his travel reinstated. To me, I was like, this is just kind of odd. I think this is just like random. Why is Trump worrying about this individual at all when there's just so many other things that he could be focusing on?
Gray, as the man on the call, what's your thoughts? We've done deep dives on Andrew Tate. I played you the clips of him acknowledging he likes them as young as 14, 13. What's your thoughts?
I think this is more on Trump. What I'll say is this. Trump doesn't care what your background is, who you are, Democrat, whoever. If you loyal to Trump, he's going to put you on the team. He's going to look at Eric Adams. Anybody that is loyal, Trump seems to be big on loyalty. So like Jenna said, Andrew Tate was supporting him. So, okay, you supported me. I'm going to look out for you. Elon Musk switch sides. Like Trump, if you loyal to Trump, it seems like he'll have your back. It doesn't matter how heinous your crime is. If you got the money, the popularity, and you loyal, you can work with Trump. I mean, Trump worked with Kanye.
Scary.
Dude, I can't stand Kanye. I can't stand Kanye. I mean, I think Andrew Tate is a scumbag. I think he's a scumbag. I legitimately think he's a scumbag. However, to add a caveat to that is he is a scumbag. I have listened to enough of his speeches to concede that the message that he sends young men isn't entirely terrible. Telling young men to go away from the things that the static in your mind, telling them to eat right, to get healthy, to work hard, to try harder, to grind, to be entrepreneurial are good, positive things to say, especially for young men that are lacking a male figure. It just sucks that it's coming out of the mouth of a scumbag. And like a broken clock can be right twice a day. Like, yes, he's a creep at minimum, but also those are positive messages for young people as well. People should be eating right. They should be getting their mind right. They should be healthy and so on and so forth. They should be working hard. All I know is when I did a little bit of research on this particular topic, the Romanian case against him is dead in the water because their court of appeals kicked it down and said there's not enough evidence. So if we're going to be honest and not be disingenuous, we're going to be genuine. Technically, we can't prove that he did anything because that court case, he was not charged. He was not tried. They kicked it back and said there was not enough information. I don't know why they kicked it back. I can't get those records from Romania, but as it stands today, that court case against him in Romania is dead in the water because the appeals court said there isn't enough evidence, was my understanding when I'm reading it. So he technically has not been convicted of those crimes in Romania, and he still is a United States citizen. Raised in Britain, but he's still an American citizen through his father. So that could be the reason why maybe Trump has a potential vested interest, because at the end of the day, he is an American citizen, potentially being held against his will in a foreign country, which is what happened with Brittany Griner. Is she not an American citizen? Was she not being held against her will for potential crimes in a foreign entity? I mean, it is what it is. That could be an avenue of why they have a vested interest in it. But I mean, if he doesn't come back to the US, I'm not going to cry for him. He can stay over there.
Well, he wants to be the PM of UK, so we'll see.
Right. That's the backing for it.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is Trump's buddy. Elon Musk and him have gone and done these fake voices. They go on X, they do those spaces together. And I know it's Elon that does that voice. I feel it in my gut, and I feel that the one dude is Andrew Tate. And so they're buddies now. So I think that's what it is. He wants him to be the next prime minister. pray for the UK because I don't think he should be anybody's prime minister. I think he's a creep. I think he does say positive things, but he's also abusive to women. I am a advocate for young women. I'm an advocate for women. I always will be. I'm not a feminist, but at the same time, when you talk about little girls and going after them, that is grooming. It is no different than what the left does to these children. Sorry, it's true. He's another conservative. And so with that being said, Trump, mind your business. I don't care what he got going on over there. He should have never went over there and did that foolishness in those people's country. He picked a poor country. He said, I'm going to pick a poor country that allows you to sleep with little girls, and I'm going to choose it. And that's why he chose Romania. So he can go set up shop, fly girls in, and put them on camera and make money and then lie to them. That's the other thing in the text messages that came out. He'll tell the girls, I'm going to take 30% when he really takes 60%. And the girls are left with 40 from the cut. That is the worst kind of pimp ever.
He's not
Seriously.
a good pimp.
Like, and anybody that tells you they're okay with that, hey, I don't know. Especially if you're a woman, I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully it don't happen to your daughters.
We need to find like an American 304, and we need to ask her about Andrew Tate and how bad his pimp skills are. We really need to get a 304 on here so we can ask questions.
I don't think girls get pimps anymore. With OnlyFans.
No, they get OnlyFans managers. That's what he was doing. He was managing their OnlyFans. That's what he did. He helped them make millions of dollars by just managing their OnlyFans. That's
what I'm saying. Now a girl can really just do it on her own. She just have.
The biggest ones, like I don't know if you know that Nala girl or these. We've done a video on her. Lily Phillips. They all have managers.
But why, Jenna? For what reason?
I think number one, when you just get it's so much to do. First of all, when you're like really making content and you're busting out, do you really want to like? I don't know. I'm sure they cross promote them somehow and stuff like that, or maybe get them deals. I don't really, I don't know the ins and outs of OnlyFans, what types of stuff they're doing. But if I think about content, what we do, I'm like, there's so much to do. I would love to have a manager, but so I'm sure it's just to help them grow faster. And Andrew Tate knew how to make a lot of money. He was making a lot of money. And my thing
private jet money.
Oh my gosh. No, he's super wealthy. And it's similar though, to Elon Musk. And cause I'm for like, there's a big part of me that's for this like very strong alpha male. Like I appreciate that. I respect that. I'm not like F the patriarchy. Like, no, like be a man and I'll be a woman and I can be extra sensitive because that's what a female is. And you can be masculine. But Andrew Tate and Elon Musk, he's not so much like this, but they have a weird similarity in the fact that, Andrew Tate's like, yeah, I don't want my wife or my woman to work, but I'm allowed to cheat on her. Like, and he did a tweet, like, if you have 7 babies with one woman, you're not a conqueror, meaning you should have multiple women to have your babies. And I'm like, isn't that the opposite of conservative? It's similar to what just happened with Elon. Like he had so many baby mama wives. And I'm like, why do all of these like red pill men, like you know who I hate even more? Marlon Gaines, because he's just trying to
Myron Gaines. Sorry,
I always forget his name. Myron.
He's the definition of anti-Semitic. Now, if you want to talk about anti-Semitism,
I know. I can't.
I'm sorry. He is that because the thing is, you can talk about ideas, but he literally posts like disgusting things about he hates black people too, y'all. Like that's. I think he hates blacks more than the Jews. I hate to say it.
I'm telling you, he's just trying to get clicks. Like he wants to be Andrew Tate, but he's not as attractive and he's not as cool. And he just says the most moronic things in the entire world. He was on Piers Morgan, and I was like, "You actually sound very unintelligent. Like, I'm sorry, it's embarrassing." And he was sitting up there defending Kanye's Twitter rant, and I'm like, "You're a loser." Like, and he pisses me off even more because at least. You know what? I think Andrew Tate is actually being authentic.
Now, I say this. Andrew Tate doesn't say race. Like we can agree to disagree, Jenna, because you may have seen some stuff I haven't seen. I don't think Andrew Tate has taken it there to me where it's racism. For me, because he doesn't like memes. He talks about ideas and things that he's against, and I do respect Andrew Tate for that. I really do because it's just the way he treats women. And lastly, Jenna, the difference is listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I come from a family in Morocco where my ancestors had multiple wives. So I'm not gonna hold you. If you want to have multiple wives, I'm not judging it. If you have the means to do it, I'm not going to judge it. It's not for me. But the issue I have with these men doing it now, and I told Gray this earlier, they don't read the Bible. They don't read the Quran. They don't attend mosque. They don't attend church. They don't attend a synagogue. So that's the difference between those men then that had those multiple women. They had God in their hearts and lives. Now they're doing it just so they can hold women down and treat women like CRAP. That is the difference. And that's why I'm against it. If you want to have multiple wives, you got the financial means. Hey, I'm all for it. That's your business. But my issue is they're not doing it to they're dropping seeds and leaving their kids. What kind of family is that? That's why I'm sorry, Elon Musk, that's why your kid went off and did what they did, because he loves to talk about his transgender kid and put them down. But that's why they did it, because you weren't a father, you weren't in the home. Like, that's the reality.
So I got a question since I'm the only guy here. So as long as you got money, you can cheat.
No,
hey,
no,
That's what I got. That's all you guys were saying.
no, I'm saying that's what that far red pill, that's where it goes too far for me, where they say, okay, I'm masculine, blah, 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 and that means I can cheat. Like, what? You lost me. Like, now I'm lost. Like, and it's confusing, because I understand there's cultures that it's appropriate, or I guess or religious to have multiple wives, but there's also cults that also have multiple wives. So I don't know, it's confusing to me. But no, I disagree, and that's why I get like so turned off by, like, I enjoy some of the things that super red pill men are saying, but when they go into this, like, I'm allowed to cheat, and because my woman knows that I'm a successful man, she should know what it means to be with a successful man, and it means that we literally just make money and look good to be desired by other women. And I'm like, you lost me, because let me tell you something. My two older brothers are extremely successful. They've been with their wives for 10 plus years. They would absolutely never cheat, and they're extremely good looking. And I'm like, there's no, like, it's a fallacy. It's a false thing. Like, to actually be a man, that you need to be attractive, be rich, and cheat. I'm like, I'll show you my two brothers.
See, no. Janet, that's the issue I have. These guys that are out in the dating place now, they watch these people. They look up to them. And you're going on dates with them, and they're thinking that this is normal. Oh, I'm a real man. This is what it's about. And that's why I knock it down. I don't like none of them. Sorry. I don't support nothing that they say or do.
I mean,
sorry, Mia.
People should practice some discernment. I mean, if a woman is stupid enough to fall for whatever the smoke and mirrors this person is presenting, they know. It's not like Elon has never said that he has always been extremely, for the last 20 years, vocal about wanting more babies for everybody, wanting more of a population, understanding and seeing, like, we're not at replacement for the workforce at this point in time. Like, we literally are falling behind. We are losing more people, and we're not enough of us are being born across the board for everybody. We're not at replacement. And he's always been vocal. I mean, him and his first wife had like 8 kids together in the confines of a holy matrimony before they got divorced or whatever. So, I mean, a lot of women, they see the bag, they see the child support bag, and they just roll with it. Like, it is what it is. They get to practice some discernment. Like, yes, we should absolutely be calling these like toxic men out, and because it is toxic, but at the same time, it's like we have to hold women accountable. Like, you can't just chase that bag and then be upset when your kid has a broken home. You chose that broken home. True. You knew who this man was. You knew how he believed. I mean, he has a digital footprint of his belief system that we can see. And now you're upset. It's like, come on, we got to hold everybody accountable and recognize that there are a lot of people that view wealthy men as walking ATMs, and through child support, they can, I mean, $50,000 a month is a lot. Can you imagine how much
she's getting?
Elon's baby mama, she's getting $40,000 a month in her apartment alone, y'all. That apartment that she's in New York, Jenny, you might know where it's at. It's $40,000 a month, plus the cyber truck he shipped her. She was the first one in the neighborhood, they said, that had that cyber truck, and people was like, "How she afford that?"
And that
now we know how she afforded it.
And they have
Yeah.
multiple nannies. I mean, we're talking these private nannies from like half of these nannies are like trained over in Switzerland. I mean, we're talking these nannies are probably like $200,000 a year. Like these are, and they're having 2, 3, 4 nannies. They're at $40,000. Like it's wild. I mean, this really is like this is a retirement, and we see it in the Black community because we see Miss Nikki Baby, we see all these girls. This is their retirement.
True.
They hit that block where a 35-year-old woman, no matter how much injections you get, no matter how much little talks you got up here to hide, your neck and your hands always show your age, and you can't compete at 35 with a 22-year-old. So they get the bag through the baby, and that's their retirement. We can't pretend that doesn't happen.
But see, this is see how y'all talking right now? That's exactly why those guys go red pill. Because they be like, man, the girls only want the guys with the bag, with the Lamborghini and the mansion.
Oh my God.
They're saying that's why they go red pill. That's what they
Hey,
say.
RJ, facts. I said that to someone personally. What's absurd is the people are applauding Elon's baby mama, but turn around and hate the Black community in our mess. I agree. And that's my issue with the conservatives.
Listen, Andrew Tate whole thing was that the guy don't get any play that's working at Starbucks, working a 9 to 5, and the girls don't care about family. It was all talking down on women. But it's like, here you guys as conservative women, y'all still are saying, no, we want the traditional guy that's going to be nice. But I would think that you guys would want the toxic masculinity, aggressive,
Nah.
That's what I would have thought.
No, that's where that's where I'm like in the middle. Cause no, I want an extremely strong man that will provide for me and be also physically fit and be very domineering. But there's a difference between now. It's a fine line. I don't want someone that's going to be actually mean to me. I don't want someone that's going to cheat on me. And I don't want someone that's not willing to like actually commit to a relationship. And that's where, to me, it's extremely biblical. Like the Lord, it says in the Bible to submit to your husband and follow your husband. Like that's I'm going for biblical, which does describe extremely strong man and a wife that submits to her husband and follows his lead because she trusts him fully. But if a man is an ass to me and a dick to me and cheats on me and beats me or whatever it is, I can't trust him. So it'd be hard to submit to him. So that's where I think they take.
If they don't know the word and stay in the word, they don't go to church, they don't do those things. Jenna, I agree with you, Jenna. I agree with you. I'm right there. You can't tell me to submit to you when you don't even submit to the Lord. So, I mean, I agree with Jenna. 100%.
And, I can understand where, Gray's coming from. I mean, 90% of the women out there are looking for a more traditional spouse, traditional person, whether it be man or woman. They're looking for traditional, they're looking for positive people, and they're looking for good vibes. However, we need to be genuine and be honest and know that there is a small percentage of our population that are clout chasers that are looking for that retirement because they've spent their life on OF and Instagram and they have hit that wall of 35 and they know they can't make that bag anymore. That's when they come out and they find Jesus or they convert. Nala's one of them. And we have a couple in the Black community that have done that too. Like they've just kind of worn themselves out to the point where they have nothing to offer because they didn't foster anything worthy besides their salaciousness with the world. But the majority of women do not think that way. They're just looking for a steadfast, honest, loyal individual. But, we do have to be honest, like I said, and we do have to acknowledge that there is another part to that caveat of a small select group of women. However, the problem is 90% of the men look at pictures of average women and you have that Instagram model that's looking to get that bag. They want that Instagram model because we have been programmed to look at these doctored photos and think they're the best. Most men naturally gravitate, so they're only going to listen about those experiences with those small, minute set of girls. They don't care about the average looking girls, the ones that would be their wives, that would have their children, that would give them fulfillment. They only care about that select few.
True. And that brings me to our last clip of the night. We're going to talk about, here we are talking about loyalty and holding it down for your person. Let's watch Ryan Reynolds and see what he had to say on SNL.
much.